Today I continue restoring this 96 muffler, starting with an internal baffle. I cut out another bit of galvanise that I've wrapped around a bit of pipe. It's getting close to the diameter of that original piece. I've cut it roughly to the length of that original piece. I now need to mark it and cut the excess overlap off on that, put a couple of spots of weld on it, and then beat it into a better circle. We're getting closer to reproducing that centre pipe. So there's my piece of galvanised pipe. It's pretty close to the right diameter. Used a bit of TIG down there, little spots. Didn't fill it completely, but the benefit of the TIG, and when it's hidden like this, well, when it's exposed like this, is you can get the flapper wheel in there and polish up the mess. There's the white stuff inside. So that's ready to go forward. I now need to work out how to mount that flange. My new air compressor has arrived. I was using my scissor lift table as a fab bench until this thing arrives. I might take a minute to put the wheels on it and get it down on the floor. I'm going to have a go at punching this out. It's got a much bigger flange on it than I've tried in the past. This is for the internal baffle. I'm not sure how it's going to go. It's also going to be interesting whether I can release it. It's also interesting that I'm still, it sort of went easy and now it's tightening up. I don't know whether the pump's still moving or whether it's bottomed out properly. Let's call it quits there. Okay, that came out quite easily from the die then. So it's got these ripples around the outside. I'm going to get a small hammer, tap them down. In the process it may release from the bearing itself. It's looking good so far. I've just tapped that baffle in the end of this can to see whether it fits neat enough, and it certainly does. Wrapped with that, the bigger lip on there, after I sort of hammered it a bit more around the bearing, it came off the bearing easy. It tapped in there nice. I need to get it out now. I need to put something in this end and tap that out again. I've got to bore a big hole in the end of it, work out how I'm going to flare the inside of it to suit the larger inner tube. I've just put some tape on this end that I made the other day. There's a mark to match how much I need to cut off the end there. This is the baffle I've made up with the larger piece of tube. Ended up pressing this flange here, using that into an old race like that. The actual outer big flange was just made in the old press. So that's going to support it. It's not exactly the same as the other, but the tube's the same length. I can position that baffle in the same position. It's really, once I've cut that, it's really a matter of just putting it all together. I've MIG welded that tube to that baffle frame. I've also put a hole in it, in the baffle at the top there, because the original had a hole that sits at the top of the exhaust. I don't know what that does. I'll replicate that. I think making these spark arresters is probably more of a art than a science. Looks like it should work and stop sparks, but as to the dimensions of all of these parts, who knows? This is about 85 millimeters long. From what I can work out, it should be about 12 millimeters from the end cap to allow sparks and things to collect in the bottom of the exhaust, because a lot goes through the centre and some of it will go straight out the exhaust pipe, but the stuff that's thrown to the outside gets blown to the back and maybe falls down into the cavity formed around here. Anyway, that's ready to go in there. As I said, it's got to go down until the bottom here is about 12 millimeters from the bottom in there, so that's got to be sort of knocked down in there. I know it'll go in because I've had it in before. I've had it in that way, which is easy to get in. Got to make it go in the other way, and then to fix that to the sidewall at the right location, I'm going to drill some holes around the perimeter, because that's really what these were holding the flange in the past with the original. So there's sort of rosette welds, looks like there's 4 of them around the perimeter there that welded this flange down from the top, or depending on which way it was made. It wasn't cut there originally, but anyway, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, I've got that baffle and inner pipe set at the right sort of level. I've got some holes drilled, just 4 of them around the outside, similar to the original, where effectively like a rosette weld will hold that into place. I suspect I've gone to more trouble with this. I still haven't put the plug on it. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that or not. I've certainly gone to the trouble of getting this inner structure complete. Rosette weld those first, weld this pipe to the muffler, put a few more dabs down this join here. I've just unscrewed that nut. I've welded the base on with the nut still in it, because when I went to take it out of the other exhaust, it just tore the whole thing out of the exhaust. So I welded the whole lot in here, and then I've just used it had the heat from the weld and the rattle gun eventually unwound that, so that needs a good clean up around there. And I've now got everything done. I thought, why not put it in there, because you go the country mile. Well, I'm knocking off tonight. I've put a bit of the acid on the back of that muffler. We'll see what that looks like in the morning. It's interesting, it gets stuck into it fairly quickly. So the red colour is the rust. Zinc plating cleans up, and then there's black paint showing there. That's my relocated drain point. That should be back to original spec, as close as I can get it, and I'm pretty happy with that. I said TIG before, but I use the MIG all day today. I don't get any joy from welding. Get out to your shed and have some fun.